Chapter 7. The Scroll. Jack put his scepter in his notebook and his pencil into his pack. He and Annie followed the Ghost Queen deeper into the pyramid until they came to some stairs. "The stairs!" said Jack. The Ghost Queen floated up the stairs. Jack and Annie followed. The Ghost Queen floated right through the wooden door. Jack and Annie pushed on the door. It opened slowly. They stepped into the cold, drafty room. The Ghost Queen was nowhere in sight. Dim torchlight lit the huge room. It had a very high ceiling. On one side was a pile of tables, chairs, and musical instruments. On the other side of the room was a small wooden boat. "The boat!" said Jack. "What's it doing inside Queen Huttepi's pyramid?" said Annie. Maybe it's supposed to carry her to the next life," said Jack. The boat was filled with many things: gold plates, painted cups, jeweled goblets, woven baskets, jewelry with blue stones, small wooden statues. "Look," said Jack. He reached into the boat and lifted out a clay jug. "The jug," said Annie. Jack looked inside the jug. "Something's in here," he said. "What is it?" said Annie. Jack felt down inside the jug. "It feels like a big napkin." "The folded cloth," said Annie. Jack reached into the jug and pulled out the folded cloth. It was wrapped around an ancient-looking scroll. Jack slowly unrolled the scroll. It was covered with wonderful hieroglyphs. "The Book of the Dead," whispered Annie. "We found it! We found our book!" "Oh, man!" Jack traced his fingers over the scroll. It felt like very old paper. "Queen Huttepi," called Annie. "We have found it! We have found your Book of the Dead!" Silence. Queen Huttepi. Then another door on the other side of the chamber creaked open. "In there," said Annie. "Maybe she's in there." Jack's heart was pounding. Cold air was coming through the open doorway. "Come on," said Annie. "Wait." "No," said Annie. "She waited 1,000 years for her book. Don't make her wait any more." Jack put the ancient scroll in his backpack. Then he and Annie slowly started to cross the drafty room. They came to the open door. Annie went through first. "Hurry, Jack," she said. Jack stepped into the other room. It was nearly bare, except for a long gold box. The box was open. The cover was on the floor. "Queen Huttepi," called Annie. Silence. "We found it," said Annie. "Your Book of the Dead." There was no sign of the Ghost Queen. The gold box glowed. Jack could barely breathe. "Let's leave the scroll on the floor and go," he said. "No, I think we should leave it there. In there," Annie said. She pointed to the gold box. "No," said Jack. "Don't be afraid," said Annie. "Come on." Annie took Jack by the arm. They walked together across the room to the glowing gold box. They stopped in front of the box and they peered inside. Chapter 8. The Mummy.